What happens when you mix luxury in the air with chaos on the ground? That's exactly what I experienced on my recent flight with Vietnam Airlines. In this video, I will take you through my business class journey and share my honest review of the flight and the ground experience. Vietnam Airlines is the state-owned flag carrier of the Socialist Republic of Vietnam. With the opening and the rapid economic growth of the country, the crisis and accident-ridden Vietnam Airlines became a modern carrier. But can Vietnam Airlines reach the standards of the world-class airlines in East and Southeast Asia, or are they just a cheap competitor to Singapore Airlines, ANA and Cathay Pacific? Let's find out. Even before we arrived at the airport, we got a taste of Vietnam Airlines service quality. Our business class flight, originally booked on an Airbus A350, was cancelled and rebooked a few hours before departure. After that, the alternative flight was also cancelled and rebooked on a Boeing 787. We are off to a great start. Arriving in late afternoon at Ho Chi Minh International Airport, we realized that there is no separate business class check-in available today. After check-in, we are disappointed to find out we can't use a priority line for security control. We wait in line for over an hour before making our way to the Vietnam Airlines Lotus Lounge, which is included in the ticket and has to be the most underwhelming business class lounge I have ever been to. I have been abruptly told off for filming, stating that even a video call would be enough to kick us out of the lounge. The lounge is packed to the seams with people and it's extremely noisy. Anyone who wants to do some work or relax here needs a mind made out of pure steel. But even those who want to indulge in culinary delights are at the wrong address in this lounge. I love Vietnamese food, but this just wasn't it. Overall, the nostalgic 90s canteen vibe that this lounge gives off has precious little to do with the luxurious and elegantly decorated space, as Vietnam Airlines describes it on its website. But please don't get me wrong, I know that's still complaining on a high level. However, from an airline that brands themselves as a premium carrier, I expected more. But that's just my humble opinion. So after our not so great lounge experience, we are here at the gate now. Boarding will start soon and I really hope that the flight will be better than what we have experienced until now. Let's see. However, as black police cars surround the plane, I realized that this will probably take a while. Boarding finally opens about an hour after the scheduled departure time. It's chaotic and honestly gives off a very disorganized impression. Business class passengers, however, get a separate entrance to the aircraft, which definitely makes boarding a little more pleasant. The original A350 flight, we booked the seats so that we were seated together. However, as our original flight was cancelled, we had to accept having an aisle between us. The cold towels and the alcoholic and non-alcoholic pre-departure drinks that the crew serves quickly makes the frustration disappear. Our current business class seat on board the 787 is also great. It converts into a flat bed, has plenty of storage space and allows for multiple seat configuration. In addition, all business class seats offer direct access to the aisle. The only thing that bothered me a bit was that there was no privacy divider. My seat, 5A, also had one of two windows left out, so you have to squeeze a bit to look out of the only remaining window. The entertainment system is quite smooth and can be controlled with the touchscreen as well as with the remote control. The selection of movies and TV shows is okay. Noise cancelling headphones and a lightweight amenity kit would have been the icing on the cake. For a flight that is only 2.5 hours, however, surviving without those items is no big deal. Pushback is delayed and the cabin crew is already handing out the dinner menu while we are still at the gate. I'm not sure if this has to do with the delay or the short flight time to Hanoi.
This is our menu today. After takeoff, I will serve you dinner, so please take a look at this one.
Okay, thank you. On today's menu, we get a choice between two different main courses. I go for the pan-fried barramundi fish with sweet and sour dressing, while she chooses the braised pork and egg in coconut juice with steamed rice. And with that, let's blast out of Ho Chi Minh City. As the beginning of the flight was quite turbulent and the seatbelt sign was on almost continuously, the service was delayed a bit until the food was served after about 30 minutes. The presentation was decent and the food as such was actually really tasty.
It took a bit long because of turbulence. It's great. I got fish, salad, bread. It's really delicious.
But now let's check out the bathroom. The 787 of Vietnam Airlines features two lavatories in business class, situated in the front of the plane. While it is nothing special, it's clean, spacious and decorated nicely. Back to my seat, I just can't refrain myself from trying out the full flat bed. It is quite comfortable, however the legroom is just too short for me. With the seat slightly angled, however, the legroom is quite sufficient and comfortable. For the next hour I relax a bit while watching some serious documentaries, and in no time at all we are already making our way into Hanoi. We will be landing in Hanoi in about 40 minutes. My experience was, in the beginning, I have to say I was disappointed. The lounge was not good, it was like a canteen feeling, the staff was rude, flight was late, we cannot sit together, they cancelled the flight like 2 times and yeah. But now when I'm on board I have to say I'm actually impressed. It's not perfect, but Vietnam Airlines is calling themselves a 4-star airline, so I would say this is pretty on point. Legroom is a bit short, but other than that, I mean, the flight is 2 hours, so actually I can't complain. After landing, I kind of worry that there will be problems at the baggage carousel. I have read in some blogs and forums that suitcase theft is supposed to be a serious problem at Hanoi Airport. If your suitcase is not delivered to the belt, one is compensated with the amount of only $2 per kilo, regardless of the contents of the suitcase. Luckily, our suitcases were already on the baggage conveyor belt when we got there. Flying in Vietnam is always an experience. The last time I was similarly excited was when I learned that there is a knock-off airline called Vietnam Airlines, which copies Vietnam Airlines practically one-to-one. Click right here to see my experience with Vietnam Airlines. On the original A350 flight, we booked the seats on the